Of course, he's the artistic director. Is that a good title for you, Kris?
I'll take that.
All right, very good. And brought a couple of his actors along with him,
sir.
Holly and Lauryn. Matilda is the name of the production. Tell us about it, Kris.
Yes, sir. So it is based on the Roald Dahl book, as well as the famous movie that came out in the 90s. So it's a story of this young girl who is in a family who is less than receptive to her. She's very bright, very smart, reads, while they kind of push, you should be watching television and kind of being a little bit more brain dead. She goes to school, she finds a teacher who is like, whoa, she's brilliant. But the principal and gym teacher, Miss Trunchbull, thinks that discipline, force needs to be used. So it's kind of a story of like when a bully kind of goes to put you down, sometimes, you know, a person needs to do the right thing in order to overcome those odds. So yeah, it's a big story of anti-bullying, which is very important to me.
So now, how did you decide upon this production? I know it's always interesting how you come up with what play it's going to be.
No, that's a great question. So I've gotten a little bit better at planning more in advance. So actually, my my fiance did the show a couple years ago, and at that point, I was like, I think we're going to be doing Matilda soon. I didn't know exactly when, but I was like, we'll probably do it within the next couple of years. So she actually had a couple set pieces that I wanted to buy from them. So at that point, I was like, yeah, it's going to be happening. And then I would say probably beginning last year, once I have all of that decided, when we did Chicago, I was like, okay, what are we going to do next year? Who do we have? I don't precast, but I'm like, hey, are we capable of doing this? So I decided on Matilda, and one other thing that I did with this show is I invited middle school students and elementary school students to audition as part of the process, because I think it's really important to cultivate that interest, especially that early, because I never really had anything like that when I was a kid. So cultivating that interest more and saying, hey, when you get to high school, this is kind of what it looks like.
So before we get to Holly and Lauryn, when did everything get started? Rehearsals and the preparation,
So,
and of course it's going to be this weekend, right?
Yes, it is. So casting of the show was done just before our winter break in December, and we kind of started tentatively doing rehearsals that second week of January. It was in the middle of speech season, which I'm also the head speech coach, so it was a little bit of a scheduling and working around things on that end. But yeah, we kind of started probably second week of January.
All right, very good. Let's talk to the two actors here, Holly and Lauryn. Who's Matilda?
I'm Matilda.
And that would be Lauryn there. And Lauryn, talk about this role.
So this is a huge thing for me. I haven't been really a lead role in my high school years, so getting this lead role really means a lot to me. I want everyone to succeed, and I'm so excited.
You are, of course, a junior. So what led to your interest in the theater?
So my mom she has done theater all her life, and so has my aunt and my uncle. So I'm a big theater family, and that's where it's come from. I've always loved to sing, and yeah, it's just, it's where I feel most at home.
So do you plan on taking this further? I mean, college, and I know we've got Clinton Area Showboat Theater and Timberlake in the area. Have you auditioned for them at all?
I have not auditioned for them yet, but I do plan to further my musical theater career and take this farther than high school.
Have you looked at a college yet?
I have not.
That was actually a conversation that we had last week where she said, hey, I'm interested in doing this. I was like, well, and I just pull out my list. And I'm like, okay, well, here's where you want to look.
So where are some of the schools in the area that would...
So in the area, Iowa's a really good, not just theater school, but like acting, musical theater school. Western Illinois is great. Illinois State. I also said, like, hey, if you want to dream big, you can go Michigan, you can go Cincinnati, Baldwin Wallace. Those are still like moderately in the area, but like not a day trip. But yeah, those are some of the things that I offered.
Baldwin Wallace, I've heard of that. It seems like a lot of them come to Timberlake.
I wouldn't recommend that school enough. Yeah.
Holly, what role are you playing?
I'm Miss Wormwood. I'm her mother in the show, so...
Was it a stretch to play a mother?
That's what everyone always asks me, and oddly enough, no, because Miss Wormwood does not act like a mother really at all. Like, her character really neglects her child a lot, and she's just kind of all about herself, so it's not really like a motherly role. She's very fun. I love playing her, but no, she's not like a mother, so it's not very difficult.
Holly, you are a senior, so what other productions have you been in? And talk about your experience at Northeast.
Oh gosh, I have been in shows since I was a freshman. I was Little Red Riding Hood in Into the Woods. I was Annie in The Play That Goes Wrong. I was Liz in Chicago. I was Margot and The Diary of Anne Frank. So I've worked with an abundant amount of people, and this year we've got a lot of new people, which is wonderful. A lot of underclassmen who I've never really worked with, and they are seriously the best people I've ever met, and they make the show so much fun.
Very interesting. Sounds like a wide variety of roles. So talking about your preparation to get into that character.
My preparations going into this character, really just for Miss Wormwood, I just have to have fun with it. She screams a lot, but so did my other characters that I've played. She's very sassy, which I've gotten told that I'm kind of sassy before, so that's kind of gets easy to play. And then just kind of the support of my other characters, such as Mr. Wormwood, played by Isaac Mittendorf, or Michael, my other kid, played by Asa Cox. They are just very supporting, so it's just easy to get along with them when I have such great people around me.
And as a senior, what are your future plans?
I'm planning to attend the University of Iowa to study radiation therapy.
Okay. Do you think you'll maybe some side acting?
I'm thinking of side acting, but it will not be my main.
Yeah. It'd be hard to do both, I would think.
Yeah.
Chris, again, it'll be when, where? Tell us all about that.
Yes, sir.
part.
So it'll be April 11th, 12th, and 13th at the auditorium at Northeast. If you want to get your tickets, you want to head to our website, the school website, go through Bound. We will have tickets available at the door as well if we don't sell out. So yeah, those tickets are going to be $12 for adults and then $9 for students.
How are the pre-sales coming along?
It's going really well, and I keep getting bombarded with messages from parents who are like, "Hey, what if I want to add? What if I want to add? What if I want to add?" And I'm like, "Yep, we can get that. We can get that set for you."
What's it seat? Your auditorium?
Oh boy, it seats right around, I want to say 400.
Oh, okay.
So it's a pretty good size auditorium. It's a really cool space, and we're doing some different stuff with it than I normally do with the show. We've got mostly a static set, so that's actually been kind of refreshing to work with.
I would imagine, parents, siblings, they certainly are going to want to be there. But what about the student body at Northeast? Do you see them coming out for the plays?
I absolutely think so, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to, stretch the pool to the elementary school, and say, hey, look at what we're doing over at the high school. Look at what we're doing here, and especially doing a title that's this recognizable, because the musical movie came out on Netflix a couple years ago, and of course I think the film in the 90s still resonates with a lot of people, and just the messaging. So I feel like this will resonate with our community, not just within the Goose Lake and the Northeast area, but I think it's going to resonate with the greater Clinton area as well.
All right. Well, I thank you all for coming in today. And
absolutely.
Do they still say break a leg? Do they
Yes.
still say that?
Yes.
All right. We'll break a leg.
Thank you so much.
You asked for internet with a clear, all-in monthly price you can trust. We listened, and we're bringing you a better extreme internet offer. Get Internet 300 with download speeds up to 300 meg, unlimited data, high-performance Wi-Fi, and your essential internet equipment included for just $50 a month for a year. It's everything you want at an all-in price with no contracts. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Domestic Plumbing of Clinton. Since 1932, this area has counted on domestic plumbing as the leader in steam